those who don't know, my name's Dana, and I love to putt. I like to practice putt, I like to putt in tournaments, I like to putt in leagues. Whatever it is, putting. It's my favorite thing to do. Remember that. So, today I want to talk a little bit about the mental side of putting and the mental side of disc golf. I'm going to say it, I think today's little clinic is going to help you. If you take it to heart, you really think about it. So try to use this as a catalyst to start your season off right and maybe start your round off right or just start your next putt off right. So, show of hands, how many of you hate putting at Highland on those OG baskets?
Oh, yeah.
All right. How many of you
From the 70s?
how many of you hate putting on elevated baskets? You get up and your 15-footer seems so long. All right. How many of you don't like the Mach X's over at Delwood? They bounce back at you. No one? Yeah. Anyone getting some spits there? All right. This isn't a plug for these baskets. This is everyone that raised your hand. I want to tell you, I believe that's the wrong mentality to have. I find that when I'm playing Highland, I love putting on those OG baskets. I love it. Those are my favorite baskets to putt on. If I'm out at Highland, I'm on hole 1, that's my favorite basket to putt on. If I'm at a tournament there, thinking about it, leading up to the tournament, in my mind, I'm waking up every day. I'm thinking about playing that course. I love putting on those baskets. I don't hate it. No negative thoughts, just positive. I love putting on Highlands baskets. Go over to Delwood. I love putting on them. I got to putt a little harder. Keep that in mind. But essentially, if I'm stepping up to an elevated basket or basket at Highland or just any old junky basket like the one over there, that's my favorite basket to putt on. Does that make sense? For me, anyways, a positive thinking really helps out my game and my putting game. So when I step, like next week at the Memorial, when I step up to all those elevated baskets, right at that moment, that's my favorite basket to putt on. So try to keep that in mind when you guys are out playing, whether it's a tournament, a league, or just practicing. You got a junky basket at home. That's that's your favorite basket to putt on, or you have a nice one to putt on. Stay positive. Does anyone have any thoughts or questions on that? It's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you go out there and hole 1 at Highland and you got a 15-footer and you just tap it in dead center and it comes back. All right, that's okay. No negative thoughts. Go on, move on to the next. All you can do is move on to the next hole, the next basket, and not worry about it. So, another example. Have you guys ever showed up late to a tournament or a league and not gotten any warm-ups? That sucks. Actually, no. That's my favorite thing to happen to me. If I show up late to a tournament and I only get 10 warm-up putts, I putt my best when I only get 10 warm-ups. If I show up an hour early and get a nice half-hour session, can anyone guess what happens?
You're in last place.
Holy crap.
No.
You get all your good putts out early.
That's my favorite thing. Positive. You got to put that in your brain. Whatever the circumstances are, tweak it and stay positive. Say, all right, I got a nice, great putting session in, or you got a bad one. Man, every time I have a bad putting session before a tournament, I putt lights out. I don't know what the deal is. I show up late and I get 10 putts. I putt lights out. You know what I mean? You don't put any of those negative thoughts or negative energy into your head. It's hard. You gotta believe it and you gotta say those things to yourself. One thing that I believe helped make my putt successful is when I implemented a routine. Do you guys all have a putting routine? Yeah?
Try to. Sometimes.
Try to?
I do.
All right. Well, with putting and throwing, what helped me out was building a routine. A nice, simple, easy routine and doing it every time. So everyone obviously has a different putt and will have different routines. It's important to find your own putt and your own routine. My tip would be to keep it shorter, keep it simple. Don't have, don't make your routine, down one and up,
What's his name?
whether it's a couple pumps, and doing it. So find a routine. And then part of your routine is having a positive thing to say, or something that you say every time. Over the years, mine has been, I step up to every putt, I say relax, follow through, go in. You can say it out loud, you can say it in your head, but something short, something that, help you get into that mindset and bring you back to the practice basket where you put in all those hours and thousands of putts, take you back there to making those and doing those. So right now this year, I've switched my putt up, so I've gone from the relax, follow through, go into the down on two, follow through. So I step up to my putt, line it up, down on two, follow through. That's mine this year. I've used relax, follow through, go in. Find your own. Find what works for you, or something that helps you remember to do things. If you don't follow through, say follow through.
What'd you do before that?
What's that?
Before that routine, what'd you do?
My routine was I straddle putted the past 3 or 4 seasons, and so I'd step up, look at the basket, find the arm slot that I want, line up with the pole, pick out a link, and deep breath, relax, follow through, go in, and couple pumps, and then.
So now it's no pumps.
Yeah, I've
Like Michael Johansson.
Yeah, I've simplified it, and I think one of the keys to putting is simple and repeatable. That's gonna be one of the other things that I hammer on today. First part was positive. Second part, simple and repeatable.
Do you play through the chains? Like I know a lot of people play like you play behind the basket, like you're looking for that object that's behind it, or
you gotta putt through it, not to it. So I am going a little harder, but again, it depends on the course and confidence levels and how things are going. But you gotta get it there. So again, something simple and repeatable. You guys are probably sick of me saying positive and simple and repeatable, but those are very important things to remember. And find something that suits your putt. So once you have your routine ironed out, it is important to do this on the practice basket. So whether it's before leagues or before tournaments, or if you have a practice basket at home, make those practice putts count. Make those warm-up putts count. Build your routine. So whether I'm in my basement or I'm out here, every putt I'm going through my routine. Down on two, follow through. Every time I'm doing that over and over. I'm ingraining it in myself. And so when that happens, you asked about like going for being nervous or the thoughts. Your routine, you've done it so many times. You've said it so many times. It helps you calm down. It kind of takes over. It can help take over. So building your routine. My suggestion and what I've done and what's worked for me is starting out close to the basket. Find a spot where you're going to make about 100% of your putts. So it could be here, it might be right here, but most of my practice putting, it's not from too far of a distance. But to build your routine, start out here at 12 feet. There's nothing wrong with that, because when you're building your routine, you want to make the putts. So then when you're out there and you get into your routine down on two, follow through, you've done it X amount of times, and that muscle memory and thought comes over, and all right, this is my routine, this is my putt, I make these putts, this is what I do. So like this winter I working on my new putt. This is where I was here, down on two, follow through. Believe it or not, putt I'm practicing these. I want to building that routine, and then when I get out here on the course to do the part 2 or to go to league or to play that tournament, and I step up to the putt, I've got all those positive thoughts from before, and then I step up into my routine. It's like just like warming up, or just like in your basement or in your backyard or wherever. So don't be afraid to start close. You don't want to build your routine from 25, 30 feet and makes 40%, 60% of the putts. You want to be making them and and obviously you've got to move back, but really build it from close up. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. Confidence. That's the word. That's another important word. We got positive, easy, repeatable, and then confident. So obviously you do want to step out and practice the 20, 25, 30 footers, but I really don't practice too much outside of 30 feet. I'm staying inside and I'm just building that routine up and up, and if you make your 25, if I make my 25 footers, I'm going to shoot pretty well. I imagine most of you guys are the same. So I would have, if I was making them last year, I would have won some more. I would have actually won some tournaments.
Is that why you switched from a straddle to what you're doing, or?
Yeah. I just wasn't getting. For some reason, something wasn't clicking with my consistency, and I'm getting my legs into it more, so I can get the putt there a little
less
easier.
Less arm power, more body.
Yeah. Again, simple, but last year my putt has always been simple, but something just wasn't working as much as I practice, and sometimes that happens. But I mean, I still made putts, but I wasn't putting at a high level that I like to be. So the last important thing that I want to talk about today is the follow through, and this is one of the things that for some reason I just wasn't following through enough last year. But anyways, for some reason I wasn't dedicated to it. But it's really important to follow through on your putts and reach for the basket. You guys watch. Everyone's watched basketball. You see the shooters. They don't shoot and pull their hand back. They're shoot the free throw, hold it. Shoot the three. Derrick Rose in his vintage, MJ, everybody. Same thing with disc golf. When you putt, you want to reach for the basket, and I hold it there. I'm in my basement. Part of my routine is when I'm putting, I go through everything, and then I overemphasize reaching for the basket, because I would rather hold it out there and look funny for a couple extra seconds than kind of. So hold the pose, follow through, just reach for it. Whatever you do, you're gonna make a ton more putts if you're following through, and that's been one of my problems in the past, and I've been working on it this summer. So if you guys see me out there and you see me throw a putt and I don't hold it and reach for it, come over and slap me. That was my last point there. Follow through, hold the pose. Whatever putt you do, keep it simple. Do your routine. Follow through. Any other questions before we finish up?
50-footer was nothing for me.
All right, first thing, what did we talk about?
Confident.
Positive.
Positive thoughts.
Then what we talk about?
Form.
Simple and easy.
Simple and easy.
Yeah.
Third thing,
Boobs.
starts with an R.
Repetition.
Routine. Build that routine.
Close enough.
Last thing,
Biggest thing is
follow through. Reach for it. And last thing, reach for it like your MJ, like your hands with the champ. There you go. Shake hands with the basket. Reach for it. Hold it. Hold it that extra second and a half, 2 seconds. It's going to help you.